Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, and I've got my non-branded cup here of coffee. And we today we are talking with, and I'm about to murder this name. I do it every single time. I've known this guy for almost 100 years now, and I never get his name right. It's Sam Platisky. Oh, I keep throwing an in there. Can you tell everybody your name?
A lot of people do that. It's Platisky.
Platisky.
Yeah.
Yes, and he is a filmmaker and we're going to have a good time talking with Sam. Sam is a New York based SAG AFTRA eligible actor, writer, and producer. He's also the founder of the award winning production company Narrow Bridge Films and a proud founding member of the Brazen Giant Ensemble. Narrow Bridge Films is a New Jersey based award winning independent film company. And since 2010, they've worked diligently to provide the very best in original content across all genres, but mostly comedy. How's your morning been today?
It's just starting. Just starting. Working from home today, so I'm juggling many hats: day job, filmmaker, all that stuff. Yeah.
So what's going to be happening with Narrow Bridge today, or this,
What's today?
or already, I guess.
Yeah, we had a couple years ago. We are the mayor of our city, Bayonne, New Jersey. He declared September 23rd Narrow Bridge Films Day because we were doing a bunch of like independent films, and like it was just a nice, huge honor at a film festival, a local film festival in Jersey City, that he like gave us these certificates and said that. So we try to do something every September 23rd since then, and release a new project or do something. And so this year we decided to do a bunch of things. And one of the main things we did was we released two of our shorts that were previously just on the film festival circuit, and they were available on a paid streaming service called the IFT Network. And now they're available to watch for free
Hmm.
on our website. So yeah, we're excited about that. It's been a while. The film festival, they went on like we filmed them before COVID, and they did the rounds mostly during the virtual film festival cycle that happened during COVID. But now we're excited that more people can now see them. I'm pretty happy about that.
That's awesome. So normally, I know that they're on they do the pay per view kind of thing, and they're on the streaming services. But these films, wrong button. These films are now available to view freely at your website, right?
Yep, yep, yeah. Two in
Just
first and
I guess
last
I'm just
rehearsal.
repeating what you said there. So let's see. You won a Independent Short Award, a Gen Con Award, and you were an official selection at FWIFS.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about this film.
we won an award at FWIFS too, uh,
Oh,
Director's Choice Award.
fantastic!
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't put that on
Yeah.
that one, but it's a short, under 10 minutes. Takes place in the early 2000s. It's about the first guy to ever send a picture of his penis to a lady who did not ask for it, and his friend. I play his friend. You can see in that still. His friend tries
Uh-huh.
to convince him that that's not a great idea, and he tries to convince his friend that it is a great idea, and it's just going along with all of history. And he tells him about the history of showing women pictures of their privates, and we do that through animation. So it's a fun little short.
Well, it's the first time I've ever seen that documented in a comedy short.
Yeah, I was surprised at that. I had the idea. I talked to a friend of mine who she had received some unsolicited pictures, and I was like, "Well, that's weird and terrible." Like, I wonder what like the first person to ever do that was. And I just sat down and I just wrote a script about it. And I was surprised nobody else did it. So I was like, I got to film it before somebody else does.
That's awesome. And you know what? I've had plenty of ideas that I've had in my head, and I've told people about them. I said, "What if we do this? What if we do that?" And they're like, "Yeah, that sounds like kind of a fun idea." And then if I don't move on it, it winds up being out there, or it's already been worked on for like a year and a half, and a movie comes out with that same idea. So
Yeah, it's
it's
a
always
zeitgeist.
when you get it, you have to move on it. Otherwise, someone else is going to do it.
Yeah,
So, who was the lead in this film?
that that is Daniel Michael Gregory. He's one of our founding members of Narrow Bridge Films. I've been working with him since we started the company in 2010. I went to high school with him before that. He wasn't an actor at that point, but we were friends since then, and he became an actor during college, and we've just been working together ever since. And so I wrote this part with him in mind for comedic reasons. He's a very good improv comedian, and I knew he'd kill the role, and he does. He does a really great job with it.
And these are some shots of you guys working.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
um, my
That
computer's a
was
little slow
that was
today.
it. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we filmed that in Bayonne, New Jersey. We film most of our things in Bayonne, New Jersey, and that's where we're from. It's easy. It's a
Yeah.
park downtown in our area. That's actually the same park that George R. R. Martin, the writer of Game of Thrones, he's from Bayonne, New Jersey too. He used to go
Hmm.
to that park. He used to live by the park and look across the water to Staten Island and imagine like a magical land. And he says that's where he got his ideas for like doing Game of Thrones in Westeros. He was like it's a foreign magical land and it's like Staten Island. And so that's the view he had.
Wow. So now all of the drama that you see in the Game of Thrones is starting to make a little bit of sense.
Yeah, yeah, just British accents, but they're really Staten Islanders.
Yeah, it's all starting to show now, all of the
Yeah,
colors. So here you guys are. I like the use of the bounce card because it helps out. Where you don't have if you're bringing lights, you got to find power for them. But when you're using bounce cards, it makes it easier to use the natural light that's around the area.
yeah, yeah. No, we had to do something because we've had projects where it's just like overblown the sun and everything like that, or like not lit enough. So we do the best we can with our limited budgets.
And it looks like you guys are packing light, pretty much, huh? It's we're doing this guerrilla style at the park, or
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Most of the stuff, almost everything we do is light crew, guerrilla style. If it's outside,
hmm
we run and gun it. But yeah, no, like, and it's our if you see the guy in the sunglasses in the back, he's our sound guy for the most part. And for that one, he was sound too. And when we were inside, he also does lights, and he occasionally directs, and he does everything. These are Joey Mosca. He's one of our jacks of all trades. Sammy
uh-huh.
Sads behind the camera. He was our DP, and the guy with the Billy, who you met at the Fort Worth, is he was
Yeah.
my co-director on this one. So we shared the load of directing this short, and he was our bounce guy for this too.
So does that always work out where you have a co-director, or just when you're in front of the scene as well?
No, it was just it was because I was acting in it for the most part. I wrote this short, and I wanted to direct it because I knew what I had in mind for it, but
Hmm.
I didn't trust myself. I haven't directed that much, so I didn't trust myself to direct myself as well. So I trust Billy to handle that while I was on
Yeah.
camera. Yeah.
That's a problem a lot of us have when we start out is that we try to direct ourselves and wind up not giving ourselves the best notes.
Yeah. I was perfect. Nailed it in one take.
So when you're writing the shorts, and you've got we all work on limited budgets, where we can, we put the money in as best we can. But when you're writing it, do you consider that when you're choosing your locations, or do you just kind of write what comes to mind and then try to put on your producer hat afterwards and say, maybe we can't shoot that?
So I like write two different kinds of scripts. I write the scripts I know I'm going to film or I'm going to try to film, and then I write the scripts that I'm like I'd like to sell this or get somebody to come in with a budget and back me. And for those, I shoot for the moon. I do whatever I want. For like the shorts that I know we're going to try to film or I'm going to try to film, I do try to keep it localized in like locations that I can get without too much
Hmm.
trouble. So especially for like a
Yeah.
short, a very low budget short, we've done some things where like we've really we've it's cost a lot of money to film at like a theater that wasn't being used at the time. It still cost money. We filmed on an airplane that like a
Uh-huh.
decommissioned airplane, so that cost money. So for like this, I was just like, park. They're hanging out. They're talking. Then we got one apartment for the girl he's trying to talk to, and one apartment for the two guys. And so I was like, we used my apartment for the one, and we used like Dan's apartment for the other. We shot it. We hung out. We had a good time. That was it. One day,
Was
one day
anim-
filming.
was the animation part idea directly before you started filming, or was that something that you came up with afterwards, or was it always
Afterwards,
in the plans to use?
afterwards. I've always wanted to do something with animation because I do love animation, but I don't
Hmm.
have that ability, and I didn't know anybody at the time who had that ability. So we were filming. I know you can, but I didn't know you when we were doing this. So what's it called? So I had this idea that they show dick pics through the ages, and so caveman times, the Renaissance, early photography. And my idea was to have my brother Isaac, who I work with all the time. He's my writing partner most of the time, and he's acted in almost everything I've done. He was going to play the guy in all of those scenes, and we were just going to get different costumes in different locations, and we were going to get an actress to play the offended woman, like the horrified woman. But costumes would have cost extra money. Locations, I have no idea what we were going to do. So at some point along the way, I was like, I've always wanted to do animation. Let me see if I can get an animator to work not too expensively. And we found somebody. We looked at some of his stuff. He was okay with the rate we gave him. And yeah, I told him, like, you got time. He's like, we're not rushing this one out. So that helps too with budget. And he gave us some really funny stuff. So it worked out.
That's awesome. And this is available now, right now, as of the 28th of last month. It was, or the
23rd.
23rd of last month. Yeah.
Yeah. Narrow Bridge Film Stay.
And the other film was Last Rehearsal of the Dangerous Kitten.
Yep. Yep. That's a fun one. That's about the last rehearsal, obviously, of a children's theater group in a small town, directed by a guy who thinks he is better than he is, and chaos ensues. It's a fun little comedy. It was written by Dan Gregory, who was the star of the last one, and Jenna Kildosher, who was also in the last one, and it was directed by Billy Farley. And it was we decided at some point along the way that we were to make it extra special, whatever. We were going to try to shoot it in one take because we love like Birdman, we love like that kind of
Oh,
style, the
yeah.
oneers. So it's about like a 10-minute short, and we shot it in one take about 13 times, and we did like leave in like a place where we could cut if we had to, but we didn't use it. We wound up using one full take of the thing, and it was a lot of fun because I come from a theater background, so filming it was just a blast. It was just doing theater, but with behind the camera. It was great, great fun.
Yeah, in theater, you're not allowed to go back to ones. You just kind of muscle through whenever something happens. If you forget something, sometimes somebody will throw you a line or give you a lead back to, throw you a line like in I guess if you were swimming or something, to try to tug you back to the direction you need to go.
Yeah.
So that happened probably what, 10 times?
No, I mean
You
it,
did
it
11
worked out.
takes.
It worked out. We did a rehearsal because we had it for the cameras and for us to see where the camera was going. But it worked pretty well, and we had a mix of actors. Some actors who had never done theater, some who had done a bunch of theater, and everything in between. And we just we had fun with it, and we're used to improvising when we have to. So when we had to do that, we had to do that. But it was pretty tight, and we were like we just kept going. It was a long tiring day, but it was like a fun tire. Like when you're tired, but it's from a fun thing. That was it. Yeah.
Yeah, man, oh man. One location, was that actually done at a children's theater, or did you find like a dance studio to film in or
It
something?
It was a church. It was a church, like a little performing space at a church in town. I think Jenna one of the writers, Jenna, and she was one of the leads in the short. I think she got it from her connections in with the city. So she asked around
Hmm.
because we were looking for, basically like a high school theater or grammar school theater or something, and she found like this little stage, and it was great. They gave us the whole day and I don't think I think we shot it for free there. So the only like costs really was we I don't know if you heard that we fed everybody. That was it.
Oh, good, good. So,
Also, one day of filming.
one day of filming. You guys are fast and quick.
We shoot. I mean, maybe the quality is not that good. I don't know, but we do shoot quick. We we for shorts, especially if it's like a short like this, we try to like knock it out in a day, maybe two. We try not to go
But
past three.
you're kind of being a little hard on yourself because I don't think I've seen one of your films that has not had at least one award or nomination.
Yeah, I mean, some festivals will give you an award just for like submitting to it, like some of like those monthly awards. But they're it's all good, and all you got to do is you got to appeal to like one person at a festival.
Hmm.
Just, you got to connect with one person. They see what you're doing, they like it, and that's all you got to do. But sometimes like you'll see like the awards, but you don't see like the rejections behind those awards. All the other rejections that we get, and because we don't publicize those. Nobody publicizes their rejections, but you don't see that. We do. We see that very
Oh,
clear.
I talk an awful lot about
I
my rejections because, um, and I framed my rejection letter from HBO. That was awesome to me,
mean,
because
if you're gonna get rejected by
you
HBO,
can.
celebrate it. That's a big rejection. I've
Well,
never
great.
been rejected from
I mean,
HBO.
it was a fun rejection because they said it was something similar to what they'd already had going on, which is, I guess that inspired me to submit in the first place. But about a year and a half after that, I got a follow up letter from the new head of programming trying to keep in touch. And that really inspired me to keep going because
Yeah.
if they thought it was good enough that they needed to keep in contact and when they said, hey, send us your next thing, I automatically assumed it was like every other rejection letter that, that this is a carbon copy of every other thing. It's just cut and paste, but your name happens to be here. But then when they
Yeah.
reached out and said, "Hey, I'm the new head here, and I want to keep in touch with you and make sure that we're next in line to see what you got coming." Um, I was working at a Toys R Us when I got that one, but eventually I got back to doing stuff. But that was really a great inspiration.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But let me make sure that's off there. What's yeah, boom. Okay, here we go. So no, I enjoy being told no by all of the top guys. So it's almost like a hobby, a second, you know, a career
it's
of
better to be
mine
told.
being rejected.
It's better to be told no by the top guys than by like guys on the bottom.
you know, it's fun to see who agrees with who. If somebody says, "Hey, you know what? This is great. This is fantastic. This is going to get going." Yeah, it's not what HBO said, but thank you. I appreciate it. You're, you're good people to have around in on cloudy days.
Yeah, definitely.
So next year, FWIFS is coming back to Fort Worth, and it's going to be doing another thing. They're going to be doing a whole weekend of it, 2 or 3 days. They're going to have the hotels out. They're going to do the panels. Are you guys coming back?
As long as we get accepted, we're going to be there. We submitted our our feature that we currently have out there, Tales from Narrow Bridge. We submitted that, and hopefully
Hmm.
we'll be out there. We love it. We love Bill's great. You're great. Everybody over there is just like wonderful. It's one of the best film festivals we've been to, and we just love coming back to it. It's great. It's a joy.
You guys do such quality work. I mean, there's so much heart involved with it, and that's the difference. You can see a lot of stuff. What was it? I saw this one film, and I told Bill that um, this is the exception that proves the rule, and the rule being surround yourself with people that know more than you will always make you better. And these people were the opposite of that. They had all the money in the world. The production value was fantastic, but the film itself was not equal to the money that was put into it. On the other hand, you guys do so much with so little. It's so inspiring to see that. I mean, I'm always uh, uh, I see your guys work and I see the films and they're just they before I know it, I'm just sucked into the story. I'm sucked into the characters. I'm involved with what's going on. I forget that I'm watching a film that's up for you know an audience award, up for an actual award in the shows, because I always see you guys in competition, and you come if you don't win, you're right up there, with the best of them.
I
And
appreciate
it's
it. Thank
because
you.
you guys feel it on the inside. I mean, you can tell that there's passion behind the filmmaking. And even when I look at this, look at look at that. You guys made that. The
Yeah,
is that a
Jenna
dog
made it.
head or
It's a cat head. It's a cat head.
it's
It's
a
for
cat
the
head?
it's the prop. Yeah, Jenna Kildosher, one of the writers and actresses. She really was a driving force, but one of the driving forces. Her and Dan, and she made that. She did a bunch of the props. She had a good time doing it. Yeah,
And it was it fits in with the whole idea of a kids theater. It's
yeah,
it's it, for me, that's perfect for that right there.
yeah,
And you'll be able to see it if you go to narrowbridgefilms.com. You guys got a Facebook
yeah.
that you
It's
want to?
facebook.com/Narrowbridge Films. Yeah, everything
Mm-hmm.
except for Twitter is just Narrowbridge Films. Twitter is Narrow B Films, because we couldn't. I don't think we could fit the whole word. So
Oh yeah,
Narrow
yeah.
B.
There's a limitation on what you can do.
Yeah,
So
but everything else Narrowbridge Films.
next time around, I want you guys to come back on and talk to us about the other film that you got. The let me see if I can find it here. Tales from the Narrow Bridge. You briefly mentioned it that you submitted it to FWIFs, and it's going to be debuting soon, isn't it?
It had its debut in May at the Golden Door
Oh,
International Film
okay.
Festival, actually, and we've
Mm-hmm.
been at a couple festivals since then. We've won some awards. We've won Best Ensemble. So I'll tell you more next time. But we've won some awards. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a good
Okay.
good run so far.
Maybe we'll have a trailer for it we can show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a trail on the website. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, let me do this real quick, and then let's see here. This episode was brought to you by DMRHosting.com. The business plan boasts unlimited data storage, unlimited data transfer, antivirus, and spam protection, along with 24/7, 365 support via chat or phone, all for $445 a month. Get started today with a 30-day free trial at DMRHosting.com. That's DMRHosting.com. I forgot to put that up. There it is. Look at that. It's been a Monday for me.
Yeah.
Definitely. Sam, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. And everybody else out there, you have yourselves a great day.